always told me that I think his law firm said less is best.
Yes.
Okay?
I wasn't expecting that to go that long.
Are you changing your name to Finley eventually?
Okay, go ahead, sir.
So again,
Or do you want to start off?
TJ,
TJ, go ahead.
Or
Talk to us
TJ,
about
sorry.
this thing.
Yeah, so we received this application, November 22nd. We reviewed it, issued our letter of comments. Keith is the consultant on behalf of the applicant for this project as well. Keith, I'll defer to you. You want to give a brief introduction?
Again, we got our comment letter from Trenton. We got it on December 12th. We reviewed the comment letter and we made, I guess we're not as busy as everyone else. We were able to get the comments addressed as best we could for tonight's meeting. I have a response letter and I have the revised plan here tonight. I also earlier on today emailed the township's engineer the revised plan and the response letter and also a copy of Washington County's application as well.
Trent, how do you say your last name? A? Okay, okay, go ahead.
So, I don't know, AJ, if you want to go through some of the comments, and there's some similar to the previous plan?
Yes. Again, some administrative and some somewhat technical. Again, we're asking for County Planning Commission evidence of the submission, asking for the seal, which Keith addressed. The third item is, there's a lot going on this plan, so we're asking for a little bit of clarity in the different line types.
The draft.
Yeah, right. This is a massive plot that involves multiple townships, so a lot happening on this subdivision. The fourth item is specific to requesting the setbacks be added to the plan. The fifth item, again, is procedural, changing the name from Planning Department to Planning Commission. As I mentioned, part of this lot line revision involves parcel that's in Peters Township, so I'm suggesting that any procedural action taken by our township be done so with the contingency that Peters also review and approve the plan. Second item under generals, switching the applicant name again, and then the third item is a revision of some of the language, Keith, on the drawing. The fourth item is our favorite roadway dedication comment, and then item 5 is really the main comment to bring to the board's attention. This parcel that's part of Trax Farm spans Turkey Foot Road, and the way they have this proposed lot line revision shown, excuse me, they cut off the connectivity between the parcel at Turkey Foot Road. So I guess we're sort of asking the question, does this subdivision constitute creating a new lot as the connectivity with the public right of way is taken away by the new lot line that's being.
What do you say, Trent?
I believe, yeah, you lose your continuity between them
Why?
because your road frontage loses its piece on Turkey Foot Road. This is an interesting case simply because it's in Peters Township as well. I believe it cuts it off into 3 separate parcels instead of 2.
Okay, so you believe it is that situation?
Yes.
So what do you recommend to the township?
I think that the subdivision should be revised to introduce 3 different parcels instead of 2.
Okay.
Generally, I agree, creating one new parcel out of what was the lot 2 that's shown there.
So what's your position with this?
The reason for the subdivision is, I don't know if this is public knowledge or not, but there's a potential sale of the Peters Township Trax Farms piece to a private individual. And the pond, the township line, which I gotta commend Peters and Union Township, is we established this township line, we actually found old township monuments. And it's a wonderful thing for a land surveyor to find that.
And that'd be pretty cool.
Cause I'm working on projects up north, and we have 3 different maps showing the township lines in 3 different locations, hundreds of feet apart,
What were the monuments here?
concrete monuments,
Really?
beautiful. I'll email
Do you have any
photographs.
pictures? Do you have any pictures, Keith?
Yeah, we'll email the photos.
Yeah, that'd be
In
great.
the old days, they were just a rock or a tree.
Yeah, one of them was destroyed by the farm, but the rest of them some of them are in great shape. But the township line goes right through the pond.
Right.
So this new proposed lot line is to subdivide out, take the pond out of the Peters piece and put it into the pond. The connectivity, again, going back to the roads earlier on, sir, is ownership's to the center line of the road. So the connectivity remains 16.5 foot down Turkey Foot to go back into the north side of Turkey Foot.
So that pond, is it in the township, Peters Township, or the South?
It's in Peters Township, yeah.
Peters, so if you subdivide that pond, you're saying give it to,
We're establishing this new lot line and back around to the right of way of Turkey Foot at 33 feet and combining this new piece and hatch to the Union Township piece, Trax Farms piece.
so basically we would need, he'll have to go through the process of Peters to do that.
So I'm on the agenda tonight at Peters Township for this plan.
But you're here.
Yeah, you're more important.
I was just gonna say, we're more important tonight.
You have 2 items.
So you're gonna have to go through subdivision with Peters,
Correct,
then you wanna add that on to that other lot.
correct.
Why?
So because this piece is gonna remain with the Trax as a farm, they're selling this piece, which is part of that, they're selling that to a private individual.
Okay, but if you subdivide that piece off of Peters, you wanna do a merge, you wanna merge both that lot to that?
We wanna merge this and this.
Why? I mean, why not just leave them separate? Why, am I missing something? What's the benefit of merging that with the other one? Just keep it a separate parcel.
It's not a separate parcel, I
Well,
think it's part of the
they wanna
larger
extinguish
parcel.
one lot line and create a new one.
And they wanna keep the pond.
I'm gonna keep the pond.
Yeah, they
Pond-
still-
The original parcel cut the pond in half, but they owned both, so it didn't matter. They wanna keep the pond, so they're creating a new parcel. The problem is that half of it's in Union Township and half of it's in Peters Township.
Oh, so part of that pond is in the Union Township?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so,
I thought
yeah,
that line going up was Union Township line.
this is the township line, but the pond is here.
Oh,
And
okay,
it was
alright, now I
part of that
understand, no,
triangle was in
Oh, I thought the pond was in that green,
This is
green
where-
side. I can't see that far away.
I go, this is the pond where you fish off Turkey Foot.
Alright, I did,
the
okay,
Trax
now I
people.
understand,
Yeah, so the township line goes right through it, and obviously the pond has got irrigation, you know, there's a storm.
Okay, so you need to do, you have to do the process with Peters for that.
Correct.
Should you be going through Peters first and then us, or does it matter,
Well,
or?
So on the first page of our plan, the signatures for both Union Township and Peters Township, so it'll be a
So
process.
it's just, okay, I see.
You know, we can't move ahead, like, if, you know, any revisions that you make, we'll put on the plan, any revisions that Peters makes, we'll put on the plan, and we'll kind of
So
go
coming back
forward
and
with
forth.
that.
Okay.
But currently, right now, that triangle piece of property with that little piece you're taking out was
This
in
is-
both Union and Peters Township.
No,
Oh,
this
that's
is the lot, the township line, it was the
Okay.
part, was the deed line.
Oh, okay.
And so that's in Peters, and we wanna take it out of Peters and into you.
But it'll still be assessed to Peters, not the land,
Correct,
cause there's no house there, I don't think, right?
correct. No, it's just.
It'll still, it's undimensionable, so it'll still be assessed to Peters. Okay, so,
Wait a minute.
what? I'm sorry, be assessed to,
Yeah.
no, that small property will be
I
assessed.
understand that. But if they're saying one house in the large parcel in Peters, the stormwater's gonna go into a pond that's owned solely by Union Township. Now, who's gonna take care of it?
Well, this pond is not owned by Union Township.
No. I'm looking down the road.
Okay.
So something should be put in there. We'll accept the property, but we will not accept the liability in the future of maintaining that pond for stormwater.
Yep.
How's that?
Is it currently being used for stormwater, or no? I mean, I'll explain yourself, maybe it's been a long day for me.
I'm so, if they subdivide that, we'll say in Christ, 1, 2, 3, 4, you could get 5 depending on their lot restriction and size or whatever it's zoned for in that area.
Are you
So
talking about
the
this
natural-
site here?
Yeah,
Well, there's no plan for that site.
there's room for houses there, more than
Okay.
one. Okay, so the discharge is a cricket fall is Turkey Foot. Where do you think all the water goes? It goes into a pond, even though it's owned by Trax's in the Union Township. Trax is the way that it looks like to me, they're chopping the farm off slowly. Eventually, that's gonna be a retention pond. And who's gonna pay for the maintenance of the retention pond?
So we're jumping ahead, like you said, but I would say if that happened and an owner or a development said, here, Union Township, this is yours, you would say yes, till you build it to our specs.
Well, it's already happened. Peters did it to Nottingham. There's a pond over there on, not Churchill. Anyhow, the same configuration. The road goes in and out Peters, Nottingham.
Right.
So the ponds in Nottingham, I believe Peters is the caretaker, even though it's in Nottingham, of that facility, because all the development behind it goes into that retention pond. It's an ideal place.
I would say my client would have no problem, adding that,
Whatever.
stipulation.
It's just,
No, you're right, but,
I've already seen this.
sure.
I've been with other municipalities and how it was addressed, and this happened 30 years ago, so it's not new.
Yeah, it's not 100%, but again, like with a road dedication, you build it to township specs, yeah, we'll take it.
Right.
And I'm assuming stormwater management pond will be
I
similar.
mean, I'm not looking out for me, I won't be here, but the bottom of the line, somebody in Union Township,
Could be left with a mess.
yeah, even on the sewer authority board, we're the dumping ground, and they're the ones benefiting from it.
Glad you brought up the sewer. When I submitted those applications and with all the copies, do you send a copy down to Peters Creek?
Not traditionally, no.
Okay, so I'll have to send Peters Creek,
Okay. They even have to have verification of sewers for that property.
Is that Peters Creek Sanitary Authority?
Yep,
Jurisdiction?
yep.
So Mr. Lamb's gonna buy the property, is what you just said.
Who?
Mr. Lamb, you said.
No, I didn't.
You mentioned his name.
Did I? Oh, no, Mr. Lyon is.
You said Lamb. It's what you said. When he asked you the question about stormwater, you stated Mr. Lamb would make certain that things like that don't happen. Okay, we know that. All right. All right, so,
Bishop.
no, he said Mr. Lamb. I heard him say Mr. Lamb.
I don't know who Mr. Lyon is.
He said it, but that's okay. You saw the tape anyway. We can check the tape.
Okay.
All right, so, okay, John, Mr. Parcel makes valid points, all right?
Sure.
So, you're before Peters Township to break off that gray piece of property.
Correct. It is, a little more, it's 1.133 acres.
So you're gonna have to, so you have, the question, so that has to be approved by them.
Correct.
We can't merge those together until that's done, correct? Trenton?
Yes, sir.
He's gonna grow you.
No, he has to learn anyway.
Isn't the lot that you're taking it off of currently has both Union Township and Peters Township in it, no?
Oh, thank you. It's weird. Well spotted. There's the township line. And that's the same parcel. This piece is in Peters Township physically, but assessed in Union.
Right,
Yeah.
so they're,
So it's happened,
Alright,
but that
yeah.
probably happened 100 years ago.
yeah, where they,
It happened in the sixties.
So there's, it's kind of, it's there, but, yeah, we have an old plan, I believe from the 50s that we have actually a township monument further north, there's a straight line, but we found evidence here, existing boundary evidence, comes over and back, and then back on the township line and goes north. So, it happens, but all that entire parcel is assessed in Union.
Okay,
So, yeah, thank you I wanted to bring that up.
all right, so where are we at, Trenton?
We recommend that this one be tabled at this time.
And why should we take it?
I believe that Peters Township approval is also important to this.
Because that should occur before we do anything.
I think it can be concurrent.
Well, how can it be concurrent if they haven't acted on it yet?
To your suggestion, the Peters approval could and probably should occur before,
Okay. So,
just because, you know,
when did
parcels
we
in-
get this application for this subdivision?
this came on November 22nd.
Keep in mind, I gave you my cheat sheet, I guess, we always have
90
to count,
days.
we have to keep a calendar of this stuff, okay?
90 days.
Okay, Trenton, you understand that? So,
I have a review letter from Peters, they, some very minor, and when I leave here, I'm gonna hopefully go catch, the end of that meeting and present in front of them tonight.
so if we got this in November 22nd, you said?
Correct.
So we have 90 days. So that means we have, what, December, January, February?
Next Friday would be 30 days,
So
January 22nd.
we're sufficient time.
Yes.
So why don't we just table it, just to make, once you get yours done, we can just, or we could do a conditional approval, and just make a motion to approve it subject to Peter's approval.
Sure.
Is that a possibility, Trenton?
Yes.
I like that.
That's something you'd suggest, TJ?
I have no objection to that.
I think if we coordinate, Peters Township will have the same questions we do, and I don't see any issues with it, it's just coordinating with Peters and seeing what they say.
I believe that process already started, because the assistant director was copied on
Okay.
the review letter.
Letters.
So if the board wants to make this motion, a motion to approve what's it called? Not Weber.
No.
Trax Farm,
Consolidation subdivision plan number two.
Trax
consolidation.
Farms Consolidation Subdivision Plan number 2.
Motion to approve that, whatever it's called, tracks, whatever. Subject to the following conditions. 1, that owner comply with all comments of the township, of the Union Township engineer. 2, that approval is specifically conditioned upon Peters Township, apostrophe S, approval of the application for subdivision as submitted by Mr. Higgins. Okay?
And I think I'll probably get that comment from them tonight as well.
So if we make that motion, we have 2 conditions, compliance with the township engineer a specific condition, you understand, if it doesn't go through with them, it dies,
100%.
okay?
Yeah.
John, Mr. Parzan, anything about, we should worry about stormwater? No, I'm asking a question, it's a good point.
Yeah, I think it's a stormwater issue, Peter should be the one to, responsible for it.
3, item number 3 is that the Union Township,
Is not responsible for the stormwater, Peters would be.
number 3, Union Township shall in no way be responsible for stormwater,
Or accepting that pond as a stormwater management,
or accepting that pond for stormwater management,
unless built to township specs.
unless built to township spec. You got that for me, Denise?
It's all there.
Alright, anything else, Mr. Higgins?
No, sir.
Do me a favor, next Christmas don't come here.
I'll sign up. Thank you.